know how many countries this will get muted in for me putting this song in the background. I'm so excited. I got speakers. Oh, don't you love modern tragic songs? So, I don't even know when the last time I was on here was. This week was rough, y'all. Dragged completely. I can't even fully put together the words because I'm still processing. And I didn't realize that was fair. I don't have to have the answer immediately to a download. I don't even have to have a response, if you will. I can just sit with it and then later let it creep up on me, like we all do. So, whatever happened, I have finally tapped back in or locked back in to my swag because I was like, I can't even explain it, guys. I don't even, but it's in some ways turns out that there were energies feeding off of my energy because of past life permission. So I had to like deal with that. Didn't even know that could happen. That's why I tell you guys all this stuff. Because everything that's happening to me, it happens to y'all too. We just like we don't know about it. The information was robbed and hidden and stuff. And as I learn this stuff, I just completely constantly feel compelled to tell somebody about what is happening here. It is beyond my control. So you can have past life debts for somebody and send a human body. But I didn't know that their soul is like still the same soul as it always is, whoever it is, and you are still who you are up there as your player. Your humans are the apparatus through which you are learning to be better. So if you had beef with somebody, right? And then in this life, your humans were unconscious and you met and fell in love, then your souls would still be at beef, but your humans would still be like doing your thing. But this leads to a unhealthy dynamic of toxicity because you guys have been trying to fix the same stuff for lifetime after lifetime. So in my case, I always had this like, what the fuck moment in any relationship that I'd get in because I'd be with a guy, right? And there'd always be this sort of saltiness. And I wouldn't understand because you're used to that with other females or like friends. But when you're dating somebody, you never understand that they can sort of hate you. Like, I don't know. I would just have moments with myself, right? Like, I can't put my finger on it. But this man sort of hates me underneath all the love and stuff. And it turns out there was a good reason for it. In order to fix old rifts, the universe thinks it's only fair that you guys fall in love. And this is with anybody that you had beef with in a past, including anybody that you were like in love with and they screwed you over. You still like want to fix that. I guess it's the same as in this life, only it's your soul, and your soul is still salty like hundreds and hundreds of thousands, possibly even years later, just trying to figure out like why is this not working? What is wrong here? And it's because like outside of these bodies, y'all got a whole another storyline going on. So with that being said, that's interesting where this went because I haven't been able to get much out the last couple of days, guys. I guess the new thing I'm going to call it is observation mode because I was putting observation mode. I couldn't even say anything else. I was barely posted. I just had to be quiet and let the downloads come in and just rock with it. I ended up listening to a lot of R&B. Like I had to dig deep in my bag. I had to dig in my gospel bag. It's just like the feelings that were coming up were really like I ain't felt like that in a really long time. Probably because I haven't been in a relationship, but this feeling definitely felt like I was in a relationship and it had something to do with soul contracts and such. So when I fully grasped my head around what the hell just occurred with all of us during the Scorpio full moon, I will get into that. As of right now, I'm just gonna pull and see what the universe wants me to deliver because that's why I'm here. There was supposed to be a message I was delivering. I was in my own zone knocking out readings happily because I had been blocked for a while. Like it just was not giving you. So being able to do this right now is great. Being trapped in your own thoughts for a couple days is not fun. So let's see what's going on here. What message am I meant to be delivering to the collective today? It's crazy. I looked at my outfit and something about this made me think about ladybugs. I guess it's the polka dot in the, even though my bra is showing, whatever. I can't go braless with these tits, guys. They're like, but as soon as these things get reupholstered, tittying everywhere. So hold on. The ladybug thing that stopped me in the middle of my shuffle. Hold on, I'm being paused. New things always happening with my gifts. So all right. So focus. I wonder if that counts as a curse word on YouTube. I said, the fuck it. I think I'm going to change my language and just like make up my own words because all the words in the dictionary are made up anyway, right? Can I make up my own? The fuck it. There is a shift. I think there always a shift. This is a shift in the divine feminine's favor. Like, if there was a scale between your light and dark, it's like whatever occurred with this Scorpio moon, it just like, and this is for those who identify with feminine energy specifically for this part. There's another part that's for the guys, but I can see it on two different things now because I got a little test going on. I ain't got to just like shuffle. Like life is good, guys. Life is good. So for the feminines, it's like if there was a scale, do no harm, take no shit. Has been the theme for this week. But it feels like you finally come into balance with that. Like everybody got tested. That I do know. In some way, shape, or form, on some pattern that is deeply rooted, because it was at the fourth degree, which rules the fourth house, the beginning, your root, who you are at the core, right? You were tested on a behavior or pattern that you keep running back to. And this is male or female for that one. Everybody was tested. Your reaction to it decided whether or not you passed the test or what, or if you entered into a karmic cycle again. If you made the same mistake and went down the wrong path again. I'm sorry. I guess if you're here on this video, maybe you didn't make it down the wrong path. I don't know. Oh, but that just gave me an idea for what I'm about to pull for. All right, so I'm gonna do these two parts, and then I'm going to do two different pulls. One for if you pass the test, and then one for if you went back down the karmic path. I'm not going to say failed the test because technically you only failed if you get reaped, if you get taken before you complete your gig. So I won't say failed. If you pass, then you move on to the level up, or if you have been sentenced to circles or cycles or to go through the same thing again. So for the feminines, you are finally learn how to balance your dark and your light feminine, your rage and your peace. You've been given the pen to rewrite or to begin writing a new chapter. How about that? One from love. Work from your heart, a heart that is now balanced, because it seems like maybe there was some bitterness that was left in there from old relationships. Lots of clarity about old relationships. And this is not even just love relationships. This is clarity about relationships with your parents, like your siblings, your friends, man, it can even be your pets. But you're starting to get an understanding of why everybody's in your life or why your relationship or interaction with them has taken place in the way that it has. The peace in that knowledge is giving you the ability to move forward and create. And it's also calling in a new soul tribe, whole new group of people, because your vibration has now shifted. You were drawing in people based upon what you lacked or what you needed other people to reflect back to you about yourself. Now going forward, you're going to be reflecting those who are on equal footing, I guess you could say. Those who don't need to feed off of your energy because you no longer need anybody to show you your light again. Like, you know, you're light, so therefore like attracts like in this case. They're not going to say that there won't be vampires, because there will, but the difference is now you know how to handle the vampires. There's a whole new like self-love energy coming up here. So those who identify as masculine, there's a whole another part going on here. He's on down the road just started in my head, like he's on down the road. I'm just a fucking geek, guys. But the yellow brick road. So let me detach so I can get the actual message. The masculines, you are still working in the astral. By that I mean it's you still a work in progress. You're still working on yourself. There's still inner child healing being done, maybe through hanging out with children. Could be the case. And I'm saying it, and it's crazy because, like, look, there's a child in the picture, like this person hanging out with children. There's something going on inside. Like, this was the first card, but this is somebody who's having a hard time sleeping at night, or the collective of masculines could be having a hard time sleeping at night. Just going through, like, what are they building in their life? Like, what is all this adding up to? But then when this energy of these masculines go to sleep, there's stuff that is occurring in the spirit world with that deals with their journeys or what they're seeing in dream worlds or the storylines that have to do with what that person is trying to heal in the 3D. So whatever is going on in your dreams, whatever you're seeing in dream world is a reflection of what you're fighting in the real world, but also what you're trying to heal. But the last card is clearing the way. So I feel like this person might be, and I keep saying this person, but it's like a group of people with this energy. This is an archetype. Ooh. Y'all can come in. I think I have noise cancellation. If not, hey guys, y'all heard my kids coming from school. Hope y'all had a great day. I'm recording. Just wanted to say. I'll let y'all know when I'm done. Love y'all. So, what is this archetype? What is this masculine archetype being developed right here? This is going to apply to like multiple masculines, but it's a particular like oversoul, like a hive that this is going to, if you will. Okay. And so for the women, which hive is this referring to? For the, and I keep saying women, and like this is messing me up. Because everybody's shuffled in bodies anyway. You could totally be somebody who's in a masculine body and be a woman in there, but it's part of the switching and the learning how to develop through other humans. So, okay. For the feminines, the card was advocate as far as the archetype that this message is for. Those who have been giving to others and putting their energy in the wrong places. And I say wrong places lightly. It says embracing negative causes or committing to causes that don't like help you. They don't, it's not adding up to anything that is going to benefit where you are going forward. You've been feeding dead plants. That's the best way I can, because this is what it feels like. You've been trying to bring back to life dead plants or dying plants or those that were like not growing properly. And it's like your action was in vain, which goes back to sort of kind of what was being said in there. But now you're being given back that for you to start to be this advocate, because that's the card, by the way. This is people who help other people. This is somebody who's of service. It's like they've been of service to the people that they were karmically contracted to be of service to, but that time is over now. Now you're going to be, I guess, watering other plants that need the water, that will grow with the water and stuff. You've been trying to revive things that no longer serve you. You've been stuck in the garden, if you will. And that's so ironic because the last card in the feminine spread is like her in the garden of roses. This is planting, reaping, all that. That's all the good stuff. Wonderful job, feminines. Y'all have been doing the work. So down here on the masculine, we got there's some immaturity here. All the time I'm gonna say that because childish nature. And it says child like of nature is supposed to be, but that's not how I just read it. The archetype is, and it's a gambler. This is somebody who uh consistently takes risks, does risky things, maybe not making the most insure. I said insure. I can hear that. That's a bit loud. Most responsible decisions. Childish nature and a gambler. Somebody who does things like they jump out there with their eyes closed. I hope none of that noise distracted from this. So that's why the masculine energy here, because keep in mind that's the archetype. This is somebody who's growing up. This just gave me like, and I think about the Lion King all the time, but this gave me Simba in the jungle when he's still out there playing with Timon and Pumbaa, but it's like, do I want to say the teenage one? But even when he grew up and he took his bob from here to here, when he got his mane, that immaturity stayed the same. That's what I'm getting here. Like teen Simba was the same as grown up Simba because Timon and Pumbaa didn't force him to grow. They just lived in luxury. They once they decided the standard for what their luxury would be. They're kings. They're eating shrubs. We have shrubs everywhere. We do what we want to all the time. We are kings here, as opposed to if he had been king of the Pride Land, he would have had duties. He would have had people under him that needed him. It was a different type of responsibility. This energy is one that sort of, in some ways, is overwhelmed by responsibility, so they flee it through doing impulsive things. Now, that's the archetype. It's Simba in the wood. He got his full weave in, but he's still sort of immature. He already didn't talk to Nala. Like he's supposed to be coming back to the Pride Land to be king, but he's still like out there with them. Like, guys, I don't know. We got to sort of get out here. So that's why this guy is up like at night. It's not just him being up. This is his guides on his ass. And even his older versions of self on his ass because he's supposed to be doing something greater than what he is currently doing, which is being reflected through any interactions he's having with children, his anything triggering his own inner child. This could be like an old song or a cartoon or something. Everything is just trying to remind this person of what their regular mission was or what their original mission was before they started, like, I guess, getting distracted by everything that came up when they put their blinders on. So this person has been on the path, but they have been looking back the whole time, like they're at a blockage, but it's like by their choice. The card is clearing the way, which means that things are moving along, or like there is a coach waiting. You see that there's a coach waiting for this person to make it past this thing. But is this character, I'm looking at this because technically he don't even have to wait for the carriage. He can just hop over that branch and his house is right there. This is my little finger. I bit my fingernail off. My nails been bad. They're usually so cute too. I bit my shit. Now I only got like half my nails because my anxiety got so bad. Let me tuck that finger so I don't think about it. Oh, that one too. Oh, damn. So his house is right there. He ain't even got to wait for this or this bitch over here who don't want to do no work, who don't want to help him move the ranch. She's just over there like, how will we ever fix this so I won't ruin my dress and we can get back in the carriage and just go on our way? Nah, y'all been blocked. Old boy got to decide if he going to look back and do all this work to get in the carriage with her unhelpful ass, or is he just going to hop over there on his own and go home and be like, y'all figure it out. This guy, this masculine energy, this archetype is mirroring the advocate in a weird way. This is somebody who has also been given out all the time and always worried about how everybody else is going to be okay. That's what was going on up here. Only this feminine has now decided, hey, everybody has to save themselves in some way. Like, hey, I can give you so much, but you got to work the rest of the way. This guy over here is still feeling like everybody relies on him, but he has to do everything. And all that pressure makes him get into this gambler, childish, immature energy. And he just goes back and forth. Got to handle all this. Fuck it. I don't want to handle all this. Let me go wild out. And then, oh, I regret I was doing all this over here to make progress. And I just messed it up for one moment. So stuck. So let's see. Now I'm going to do the two piles, pass and cycle. Because only you know in your heart, based upon how you felt inside the last couple of days, if there was something that occurred that you made the right or wrong decision. Because these things have a way of weighing on us. Just energetically, you can feel it, even if you don't know exactly like what's going on. You still feel the residue of something up in the astral. So for those that pass this full moon in Scorpio test, what will be coming up next? Or leveled up. I don't want to offend anyone because, sometimes it requires a couple more cycles. It happens, right? For those who are being required to repeat a cycle because they rerouted around, what will happen here to those who went back to karmic cycles? I only did 2 cards for each just so I can be like really dive in there. And it's so crazy. I'm late all the time on readings. They always worth it, but I'm always late, right? But it's because I have 4 kids, first and foremost. But when I'm channeling, any noise, it's like if you have the radio on and you have music on, if you're trying to hear the music, any other sound blocks it out. So when there's something going on elsewhere, or somebody else is here, or even if I can feel somebody's energy, because keep in mind while I'm doing this, it's like the soft spot on a baby, like I'm opening that energetically so I can take in what's going on. So if I'm like taking in stuff and somebody's in a bad mood or anything like that, or I'm getting like energy, immediately my stuff like closes to protect itself and it'll abort the message. The same way that if I am tapped into something that has the potential to ruin my life, like emotionally, like showing me something I don't want to see or anything like that, the feed will stop also as a protection for your psyche and stuff. Felt like somebody needed to know that. Like sometimes, oh, it's like when your daydream gets broke. You're streaming something. Your daydreams are from your third eye. So sometimes what you're seeing in your daydreams is what you're doing in the astral or what's happening to you in the astral. I had to catch that one. So when that daydream gets broke, you know how you be like tense? That's because you just broke your channel. Somebody just turned your station or something. So it's really wild. But any noise just really, like I could be recording and I think that it probably would not bother other people, the little noises that I have going on in the background. But if I lose a stream, I'll be like, because the information comes through me, not of me. I am just a container. I'm just the listener, like translating or taking in. But like if I was just sitting here thinking of something to talk to y'all about, I could find a million things to talk to y'all about. But I don't know if it would necessarily be me channeling. Maybe. I don't know. We'll get to that gag in the future. But now that he's done, let's get in there. What does group A, level up group, have to look forward to? You are going to receive, if you have not already started receiving, insights on everything that's been holding you back in order for you to clear out those limitations. And I'm being guided to pull this. What new character attribute will present itself following this process? What new character attribute here? It's just like really a deeply intuitive thing. Like this feels like somebody like you see like, but it's a lot of energy coming through. It just got like exciting. Like there's like blockages that have been there that may not have been noticed, like depression, anxiety, blah, 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 blah. But it seems like going forward, you would just understand what's wrong with you. Like if you wake up and you're feeling sad, you're like, oh, hold on. I am feeling A, B, C, and D. Don't know where the feeling came from, but I know this feeling. So now I can do this to counteract that, to move past the blockages. This is like a upgrading, you finally understanding your own limitations. So, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering your fear of survival. This is a new level of trust in self because your intuition and you are finally like, you locked in. You trust yourself enough to take care of yourself going forward. The sun will come out tomorrow. So, what's going on over here? For pile. See that it's like my jazz dance. My dad dances like that. It's so bad. So this other pile, pile circles, pile cycles. What new character attribute will this pile be developing from a return to a karmic cycle? Oh, I get it. Because it's anxiety, but then it's rest and rejuvenation. And I was like, those two don't go together, right? But it was, this person is finally going to get tired of being their own worst enemy, or this group of people, tired of the anxiety. Whatever occurs in this next cycle is like, enough is enough. But this is somebody who's like tired of their own running themselves into the ground. So I love that though, because remember I took out the word fail because I said there is no fail unless you and you complete your stuff, right? But even then, technically we're immortal. We just keep coming back. It's just like, do you want to start over, but whatever. So here, this person will go down this path, or this group will go down the karmic path. It will start off like there will be a sense of deja vu the whole time this person is going down the wrong path. Like, I've done this before. And it's like a slow, steady walk. Oh, I already put back the car with the dude on the clearing the path. But it's a slow walk because he's like, I've done this before. Because keep in mind, you're not making any progress when you reroute or you go in a circle. It just looks like a different path. But then when you go around, it's like those movies where they get driven insane because they keep going in a circle and they know they're going somewhere else, but they keep coming back to the same location and they're like, no, I thought we got out. And then the movie just ends and you're left with that horrible feeling. That is what I am sensing here. This person is going to be anxious as they continue to go down this path. And like the feeling is going to reach a crescendo, or there will be a chain of events that lead to a crescendo where this person just like, I don't want to say it's not a breakdown at all. It's just like their nerves are really, really bad. And as they keep going down the wrong path, the nerves will get worse, but there will come a moment where this person throws in the hat and surrenders. That's what this is. This is surrender to source. You see how the energy came around? Like possibly this person coming to a place where they're like, God, please just take it. Just take this pain from me. I don't even want none of this stuff I have going on no more. I don't want to feel like this. Because it really, it's an irritation. I can feel that. This is like a constant, or it will become a constant irritation. But just somebody who does not want to feel like that anymore, so bad to the point where they have to take it to the Most High for any peace. So what is this archetype? Somebody who will then take on the energy of the mediator. Interesting, because the mediator is somebody who is a good go-to between two people usually, or can understand both things. But in this case here, it seems like this person over here, whoever took the karmic path, right? Because remember at first it was just like the masculines, it looked like they took the karmic path and the feminines were getting into this. All right, let's move through this game a little faster because we now trust ourselves. We got this, right? Over here, it looks like that person will get there. Taking the wrong path or going around the path, again, doesn't put you on the wrong path. You're only on one road the whole time. It's just the matter of whether you go up it or you keep two-stepping it, or you take the path that looks different, that is just a circle that's taking you back to the same road so you can get to the place you were meant to go the whole time. So there are no wrong paths because all roads lead to only one place and only one path. Because at the end of that, you're either going to meet Source or you're going to meet Satan. That was a channel. Either way, there's only one path. There's only one way to do right. That's a lovely Mario song. But there's only one road. Everything else is just a circle or a detour. This person is taking a detour again. But at the end of that, when they reach that part where they surrender and they're like, hey, come into my life and intervene because I am hurting myself. Uh, yeah, because it looks like this person is only hurting themselves at this point, of this group of people. But that mediator means they will come to a point where they balance their light and dark. They will start to question their behavior and why they do this. And they will come to the same point that those who just got lit got to. Like where they'll be like, do no harm, but take no shit. And then a new chapter will begin. Now, where that leads, that's a whole nother reading. Right now, we are just at the fact that both energies will end up around the same place. This is reminding me like of this thought stream I had for myself. I was really like, there's a lot of stuff going on, like astrally, I guess, because I have these gifts. But I can sense like telepathic stuff. I was feeling overwhelmed by the number of energies courting me. I'm like, I'm trying to find a nice way to say this. Like, y'all know I had a spirit hubby, but it seems like he fell off like something. I think he took the wrong path, to be honest. But immediately after that, like my feed it changed to like, hey, I see you. Remove that picture of your boyfriend, or a stranger, just little stuff. But I made a decision when I got myself that ring that I showed you guys that I am not capable of making a decision for myself when it comes to love. I am just like my poor heart. So I said, I am going to give my heart, and it's going to sound so corny. Don't judge me. I got called pick me all the time. It wasn't the term pick me at the time. It was like prude or whatever, but I really mean it. This is actually me. I am going to give my heart to God. That is where I am walking towards. Like that is my aspiration. And there is a picture I wanted to show you guys that actually pairs the major arcana with the tree of life. It streamed through to me that this is how the Saturn contract works. Each layer on the tree of life is led by a major arcana or a major theme for that contract. And that actually equals which part of the tree you were trying to conquer in order to get home on that only path that I was talking about. I had been stuck at the lover's contract. The one above that is the magician, which is one that usually you do solo. I mean, you can do it with another person if you have merged, if you pass the lover's test and you guys have morphed into like a megazord by doing the ritual because you have bound each other for life. You've picked your person. You can do the magician, but if not, you can do the magician on your own. This is the opposite of the fool, but it's the mirror of the fool. So a good example of the fool is Beavis and Butthead. Every time I watch Beavis and Butthead, I'm always amazed because I'm like, they have no idea the attacks that are coming against them or anything. Their minds are singularly focused on the one thing, usually to get laid, Beavis and Butthead, the whole movie. And they don't ever achieve that thing, but they come right back to where they started. And they learned something. They went on some whole other adventure. Like what did that one time they ended up with a new TV or something? But that's the fool energy. You don't even know SpongeBob, the fool. You are going about your life just trying to complete your missions, and things come left and right. But for some reason, grace just covers you. That's the same thing as the magician, but the magician is the person who is actively moving the pieces to make stuff happen. I just really am going to go for that magician. All right. That's the way to get back home to Sky Parent, to Sky Caitlin, as I call her, because God is not just a man or a woman. It's the attributes of every gender. So it's Caitlyn Jenner, baby. So Katie will be waiting for me at the end. And if there's somebody who is meant to be with them, me, it will be because they are walking their own path to the magician, conquering themselves and their stuff. So we'll happen to meet there. If you're meant to be with me, you'll meet me at God. Like, not meet me at the trap. Meet me at the Lord. That's so bad. So this is like what you have to do, because there's people out here rooting for your soul. Your sexual energy is siphoned through your orifice, your Pluto. That's where your power is. Your orgasms are gifts. So if you're having sex with somebody and they didn't orgasm, but they made you like 20 times, you just got siphoned, baby. Uh, if it's reverse, you are the siphoner. You are taking all the energy. But there are lots of things that you can't see in the spiritual that the Most High can. Even me, like with this blessed set of gifts that I have, things I can't see. And since I know my heart is like my Achilles, like my love, I need to just save that until I get like the green flag from the Most High. I have to like be without a doubt certain that this person coming in me ain't set up. That this person is like, and I believe there will be signs. When you are walking on the only path, there are certain attributes, that's my word for the day, attributes, certain gifts, certain qualities, there we go, that resonate with somebody who was working on their magician too, somebody who was working on conquering themselves. You can see the glow differently in somebody who was working on themselves, and you like, okay, I see you, and it makes you want to be better when you see somebody else glow. Until I see that energy and I feel it reciprocated and like we see each other, that's what this whole thing feels like, y'all. Like this energy over here has to do twice as much work to get to where the feminine is. But there's only one path, and there's still opportunities for guys, or I said guys, but for people, for anybody in any pair, or anybody who had a lover's contract and that shit just failed, because I felt that heavily, to possibly one day when you've both healed your own stuff and moved together. Over here now, for those leveling up, it's a situation of you trusting your intuition and doing right. This is you growing. This is you thriving. Over here, you still got some shadow work to do. You still got some stuff you got to work through, some patterns for you to balance out your light and dark. But both groups are heading towards the same destination or the same final test. So just know, if things aren't necessarily feeling in your favor right now on either side, breakthrough is looming somewhere. You just have to work within yourself. Everything you do in here reflects on the outside. And for somebody like me, who I'm really into, like, I have to be in control. Uh, Realizing there is no control, the only thing you can control is yourself, actually makes you feel better, because it is the one thing you can say, hey, I'm not going to give power to this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to hurt myself by participating in this, and A, B, C, and D, just because you finally want to do better. So for the haves and the have nots, until next time, guys.